I need to start this off by saying this is what I would consider adult content. So, if you are not in the adult age of dating and being responsible for another person, please do not watch this video. If you happen to be any one of my students, don't watch this, please. Just don't watch this. Just do some studying. But if you are not, we are going to have a nice adult conversation. A nice adult conversation. Okay. Um. Yeah. 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 I'm probably. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a really good one. All right. So you may hear in the background like a whole bunch of things happening. That's because I got my phone connected. So if you guys want to call in, you are more than welcome to call in. There we go. I gotta take that one off. Put that on mute for now, so you guys can call in. And what I'll do instead of putting on mute, I'll take it offline. The dope thing about having a mixer like I have, the Zoom PodTrack PA, is that I could hear what's happening without you guys having to hear it as well. I'm getting a whole lot of notifications. Sorry, I started about 2 minutes late. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to everybody in the chat. My mother was the first one with the comment. What's going on, mommy? And we got Chelsea's live line, the moderator like no other. All right, we got the bro Chavis Grenard in the house. All right, let's get into this topic, okay? What made me want to talk about this? My brother, CP the artist, sent me a video to watch from what's her name? What's her name? Dag, I'm bad. I'll never forget a face, but names I'll forget. So I always say charge it to my head, not my heart. Her name was Khan, psychiatrist, something like that. I'm going to try to find exactly. I don't want to give you guys the wrong information. Sadia, the psychiatrist, Sadia Khan. Sadia Khan, the psychiatrist. She has some pretty dope things to say. Of course, I don't agree with everything that she has to say, but some of the things she says is actually on point, pretty balanced. So I appreciate her input and her point. But CP the artist and I had a conversation last summer. I'm sure he remembers that. I remember it vividly, because I was in the backyard. Him and I was having a discussion about, and I'm gonna say it this one time because I don't want the YouTube algorithm to sense that this video is too adult of content. The sexual market value. Him and I, and for the sake of this conversation going forward, I'm going to consider it SMV. So whenever you hear me talk about SMV, I'm referring to the sexual market value. So going forward, just remember, danger. We're talking about adult content here. And shout out to everybody else in the chat. Let me just shout you guys out because I tend to get lost in what I'm talking about. So I don't want to miss anybody. What's going on, Chelsea? Yes, thank you everybody for joining the live stream. I really appreciate it. Greetings, brother Dre, and everyone watching. Hope as well. All is well with you. All is well with me, bro. I'm glad that you guys are here, and I'm even better that you guys are here with me. Perfect to listen to while I run the track. Yeah, man, you got me in your head. All right. Treat me like a podcast because this is what this is. Hello, everyone watching. What's going on, Blaze? I like that name. Is it Blaze or Blaze? Because I want to read it as Blaze, so I like the name. And what's going on? My sister-in-law is in the house. What's going on? What's going on? And Patricia Moore says, I'm a new subscriber, and I saw one of your short video. And when you said that a woman that asked for you to help her with her bills is a woman trying to use you. Oh, yeah. Like if she's asking you to help with the bills or expecting you to help with her bills when you first start dating, that's a sign that she may not be fiscally responsible, and you probably can't trust her so much with the finances after you guys get married. But that's I guess that's part of the conversation in essence today. But more men live off women than men. I don't know if that's statistically correct because even still, we have more women in society receiving child support being single mothers. So if we look at the math, actually, you have more women being financed by men who they're not even with anymore. So even though that's the premise behind child support is to help pay for the child, That's not always the case. That doesn't always happen. But I have a balanced perspective about that, and we could talk about that at another time. Actually, I even did a video about that because I was a single father who was receiving child support at one time, and well, yeah, receiving ish, but yeah, but not there's not more men living off of women than men. That's not actually true. But I understand what you're saying. It seems like there's a lot more of that happening. What you can say, especially in the black community, that in many spaces, the black women can out earn black men in certain industries. Yes, but black men in general aren't living off of women. Danger. Yes, yes. What's going on? Gracious greatness. How you doing from across the pond? All right. God bless you all. Just here to listen. All right, man. And if you guys want to join the conversation, you're more than welcome to. I pinned the link in the chat and a number you can call if you wish to join the conversation. All right. So as I was saying, me and CP the artist, shout out to CP, he reminded me that the Knicks are playing right now, and I'm going live. I had already postponed this from yesterday, so I don't want to postpone it again. And this is like a whole concoction. I have mandarin floating in there with turmeric, ginger, lemon, green tea that's decaffeinated, honey. Yo, and it's fire. Yo, I should sell this. I should put this on a website and sell this drink to you guys. It's really good. All right, so back to the conversation before the 13 viewers I currently have leave. The SMV, okay? The SMV. Him and I had a conversation, and it was a heated conversation. I adamantly disagreed with the concept of SMV. And because I was coming from a Christian perspective, right? My perspective was, nah, man, like God ain't invent no SMV, so it doesn't exist. And sometimes us Christians can really get so deep in what we believe and hope that something doesn't exist that we completely ignore it. After doing some research and other such, the concept of SMV actually does exist, even though it's not particularly founded biblical, like it does have a biblical foundation, even though it can. I understand the premise, right? The SMV identifies what makes a woman and a man marketable in the dating field or in the marriage field. So that's where the SMV is. So and it's yes, I got my glass mug from my mom. She wanted to make sure. Yes, I've always wanted these. I love these kind of mugs, and see, it's nice. So the premise behind the SMV, I understand. However, how it was described in a lot of the YouTube red pill manifest spaces, it doesn't provide room for people who are not driven by SEX to exist within it. For instance, it seems like the SMV tends to be self-seeking on the opposite end. A man, according to their definition, and I just saw just to brush up, saw a video by Rollo Tomasi, who I don't really rock with, but he was trying to describe it as well. A man is more attracted to a woman, or a woman is more attracted to a man if he has certain things like resources, if he's a certain height, um, if he's a certain physique and things like that. But mostly at the core of it, it's his resources, what he's able to provide for the woman. And for men, and this is what I disagree with, for men, it's, and there's some truth to it, but the core of it cannot be the core because it's not going to provide a platform and a direction for healthy relationships in the future. For men, it's about youth and a woman's fertility, which shouldn't be even focused on until after people get married. The fertility and also their what they look like. So what you don't hear in that argument is a woman's character. There is expectations of them for them to cook, clean. If there is character, it's more like be submissive, don't talk back, be cooperative. As Mr. Samuels, rest in peace, so kindly stated, fit, feminine, and friendly. So I after like just going through a couple of months, just watching videos and doing some research online and seeing what people in the manosphere thought about this whole SMV, I was like, okay, so how does a SMV convert to dating and then marriage? Because there is a dating marketplace and then the marriage marketplace. And not necessarily you're going to be looking for the same thing in both. So, first thing that you guys have to do is identify what's your end goal. What's your end goal? Because there's many women out there who is completely fine with just dating because they get resources from multiple men.
Danger, danger, danger.
And it's the truth. But then there's some men who enjoys multiple women for what they can receive from them physically.
Danger, danger.
And you need to identify what you want at the end. Okay. Now, this is a channel. I am a Christian, so I usually come at it from the moral and ethical position of somebody who was a Bible believing Christian. Okay. So if your outcome is to simply get yours, whether it's physical activity from a female or free dinner, free trips, and all that stuff from a man, then you're going to find that in 10, 20, 30 years, your outcome, your desired outcome, isn't really the desired outcome that you actually wanted. So people go into this whole relationship dynamic between men and women just trying to be in that dating phase and staying in that dating phase. And there's some people out there who believe that marriage is just a piece of paper. It's just that's not really an argument that I'm trying to have here. What I am saying is that what's your outcome? What's your desired outcome? Do you want to end up in a lifelong healthy situation with somebody that you are completely compatible with? Are you just out there to play and have fun? Now, those of you guys who are looking for that, you're in this dating marketplace. You're trying to find the best value for what you can give out. Or in most cases, what you're trying to do is you're trying to receive the most you can get with the less or the least output. You want the most from the person that is going to give it to you without giving them any kind of reciprocation. And that's where this dating marketplace sort of resides, generally. Okay? Now, obviously, there should be some transference. You want to meet somebody in the dating phase, get to know them, all right, in the dating phase, and then eventually move over to this marriage marketplace. But the thing is, they don't necessarily overlap, but they overlap in certain areas. For instance, somebody who is looking at the marriage marketplace has already identified the features and the quality, not features, but the qualities that will make a man a good husband or a woman a good wife. And they themselves have already done the work in identifying in themselves what they are able to bring into a marriage. So then they go into the dating phase with that mindset. I have done the work in myself. I have got together with older women, and they have taught me and they have guided me on what it means to be a wife and a mom. I have gotten around older men, and they have mentored me into what it means to be a godly husband, a godly provider, and a good role model for my kids. Now you're ready to enter the marriage marketplace. That's where you are or should be situating yourself to be in a lifelong, committed, compatible relationship with somebody. Now, the marriage marketplace is where you're looking to find somebody that you are compatible with. The dating marketplace is a place where you're just trying to find somebody to have fun with. Compatibility and fun. What's going on, Anthony Johnson? Thank you so much for being here. All right. That's the case. So if you're looking to play, get experiences, soil your royal oats before you find somebody, you're in the dating marketplace. But if you are in the marriage marketplace, you're looking to find somebody that will be a lifelong companion. We have guys out there, all right, that look at the SMV of a woman and only look at it from a physical perspective. But that's from the dating marketplace. But from the marriage marketplace, a man is probably going to be physically attracted to a woman at first. Now, listen to me carefully. It's not bad that a single man sees a single woman and thinks she's attractive. He may even like her smile, her hair, her derriere. He may like all that. But that's not his focus. He's trying to figure out if she's going to be a Proverbs 31 woman. See, so it's not necessarily bad that he's looking at the SMV, but he's adding on to it. All right. He's adding on to it. He's like, okay, she looks good, but is she really good? Because, gentlemen, she can look good. She may not be good. Okay. May not be good. Homeboy with the 7 kids by 7 baby mamas, know what I'm talking about. Know what I'm talking about. He went to bed with all of them knowing that he wasn't trying to have a child. He didn't want to have a child with them, right? And they were just what he considered jump-offs. Nobody worth having a child with. And he did it anyway. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. All right? So if you're looking for that, you can be physically attracted, and that could be the thing that initially causes you to, hey, can I get to know you? And then get to know who she is, get to know her family, get to know what she believes in, get to know what she believes in about what she believes in. Okay. But then on this side, we also have the women. A woman may see a guy, and I said this before on my channel. Let me come over and talk to the ladies. Meet me at that camera over there. Right. I'm going right there. Yeah, meet me here. All right, stay with me, okay? We have women who don't necessarily want to commit to anybody. So they compartmentalize the men in their life. They can have as many as 10, as little as 3, but average about 5. That's just me. I'm just thinking that, like, based off my anecdotal experience of the single women that I know of, that's pretty much where it resides. Now, back here. So, and they'll compartmentalize the men in their lives in order of need. So, she has a man who is a handyman. Not her boyfriend, but a good friend who she knows is into her and wants to be with her. But she'll string him along like Pinocchio until she's done using him for his resources. Then there's the man who got money. Not necessarily handsome, but if she wants to go to a nice 5-star restaurant, that's the guy she's going with. If she wants to go on vacation, Dubai, Thailand, wherever, she's going to call him up and say, you know what, I could really use a vacation. Where you want to go? I got you. Then there's a guy who may not have that much money. Maybe starting off as a personal trainer, right? Looks good. We already know what he's there for, so I won't even go there, okay? But then there's the funny guy, all right? He's the okay looking guy. That's the person that she goes to movies with, bowling with, go-kart riding, do the silly stuff in life. All of them, okay? But she's not ready to settle down with anybody, so she stays in that lane and keeps them exactly where she wants them until she doesn't want that person there anymore, and then she'll find somebody else to fulfill that position. That's the dating marketplace value. That's the dating marketplace right there. But meet me over here. Go to that camera over there, okay? But if you are a marriage-minded woman, if you are looking to enter the marriage marketplace, okay, you may see 5 different men, 3 different, no, let's not do 5. Let's say 3 different men without any expectations. There's no new on the line, right? He's not over at your house fixing things for you, right? He's not taking you on trips and splurging on expensive dinners. Your main goal here is just to get to know them, to see if you are compatible and if they would make a good husband, because you're about to be a good wife to them. That's the dating marketplace. That's the marriage marketplace right there. That's where a woman Who wants to be a wife and find a good husband? That's where she's living. That's where she's at. So even if, because the truth of the matter is, how I really see it is, if you're not married or if you're not engaged or moving in, dating somebody, and it's not moving toward a marriage, if you're just trying to get to know somebody, I don't necessarily see a problem with a man or a woman having friends with multiple women without any kind of expectations of physical activity, just to get to know them. That's how you weed out the people that you know. That's how you find somebody you're compatible with. Okay. I'm not saying go out there and just, get to know the whole world. I'm just saying, like, if you're hanging out with Pablo one day, and just as friends, and you're just hanging out, going to a coffee shop, just talking, go for a walk or whatever. And there's nothing committed there, but John, sees you and says, "Hey, what's your name? Can we go out and get something to eat? I would really like to get to know you." There's nothing wrong with that. All right. It gets blurry when you are calling and claiming yourself to be a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and you're trying to be out there seeing other people while you have tricked somebody into being in a committed relationship. Okay. Chill, relax. Okay. If you do that, you're not in the marriage marketplace. You're over there in the dating marketplace. We're trying to get you guys focused on the right marketplace. Okay. If you're looking, because here's the thing, people living in the dating marketplace believing that they're in the marriage marketplace or they're looking for a husband, but they're not doing the work in the dating marketplace to get over there. Here's the thing, once you enter dating, right, and you're marriage minded and you're in the marriage marketplace, you're in the marriage marketplace from the dating stage up until the marriage stage. But you can be in the dating marketplace without trying to be in the marriage marketplace, without trying to get married. So you can stay there. But you don't have to stay there. You can actually start off there and go into the marriage marketplace. But modern dating does not tell us that. Modern dating has us believing that we need to get what we can as fast as we can, as often as we can. And then when we've used up all the resources, we try to find somebody. Or if somebody used up all our resources, then we try to find somebody. Like this. Okay. A young lady, beautiful, good, solid head on her shoulders, can't identify what a good man is. So she has completely mistaken what it means to be a masculine man, because she probably never had a masculine man around her life to model that. So she gets her cues from media, the music she listens to. So she finds men that she thinks is masculine, and they run through her in essence. And then when she finally is able to identify what a good man is, a lot of mileage has been spent, and now she's looking to settle down. And at that point, as they would say, her value is gone down. And in the process, she may have had a couple of children, maybe by different men. And now you have a man coming in the picture because she's now ready for a good man, and he has to take on the responsibility of some kids that's not his. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing. Now, and here's the thing. I don't think that a man coming into a woman's life and taking on stepkids is a bad thing, like these red pillars and manospheres out there would say. I don't believe that. In fact, I always said that it's a noble thing for a man to want to take on a kid that's not his. Okay. Because if I remember correctly, I was a son at one point, and the Father took me in and forgave me of my sins and grafted me into the body of Christ. And I am now his also because of that. He is my Father. So I don't have a problem with that at all. In fact, for those who are strong enough to do that, by all means, do it. Not every man is mentally strong enough to take on somebody else's children and raise them as theirs. So it is what it is. But the truth of the matter is this, and this is where there's some fact in that whole SMV. A woman who is not able to identify what a good man is at an early age goes through a lot of bad men, and in the process, children, trauma, experiences, things like that. Now she's ready for a good man, and she's bringing all of that into that relationship. It does decrease her SMV in the marriage marketplace. It does. But a marriage-minded man, who's a man of God, will hopefully be able to forgive and be strong enough to take on that kind of responsibility. But the flip side is this for men. Men, you too. You've spent, and look at this. You spent thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars trying to find the right woman. And those women were gladly taking your resources, knowing that they didn't want to be with you. So those thousands of dollars that you put into them could have went to the woman that you waited for and actually found. That's a good woman who had marriage on her mind. This is why I encourage my brothers. Let me come over here to my brothers. Brothers, can you hear me? Seriously, real talk. Hear me out. The women are not going to like this.
Danger.
Sorry, ladies. Sorry. It is what it is. Do not spend hundreds of dollars on the first date. Don't. Okay? You're only trying to get to know her. And it doesn't take $400, nice steak, and all that stuff to get to know her. In fact, you probably get to know who she really is going for a walk in the park. Do not let modern society tell you and fool you into thinking that a man shows that he values a woman he just met by taking her out on an expensive date. That's cap. Like huge cap. Huge cap. Okay? No. And I'm going to get in the comments, guys. I know you guys are there. I'm going to get in the comments. But no, that's not the case. In fact, let me pause real quick. Let me go to the comments because I've been neglecting my people. Okay? And guys, if you are here and you want to join the conversation, you could do so by clicking the link that's pinned in the chat, and you can join in and cam up or call the number and I'll get you in. All right? Make sure nobody called already. Boom. So let me, hey, brother Proverb, everybody, yeah. All right. Okay, we'll listen, okay. Glass mug, hey. So do man. Hand pink waving facts, 100%. Somebody telling me to preach. I'm preaching. I'm going to preach it. It may hurt. It may hurt me too, but I'm going to share it anyway. Right? Fellowship is the key. Singing, but I guess I'm only brokenhearted. Life's not over here. Life's not over. We can start again. Poor Brandy sounded like she got stuck between the different marketplaces. Poor lady. Yeah. LOL. I generally feel sorry for her. I'm fine with a coffee date. And I think, again, I think all women should be fine with that because it sets up the tone of the relationship. There's no expectation. And when there's no expectation, there's less need to perform. There's less need to put on a mask to try to make a first good impression, because many times our first impression is not really the impression that's us. So be you. Agree. TFI, TGIF, me. Fridays in a movie with my husband, and we've been together 13 years. Yo, he spent money in the movie for you? I gotta talk to him, man. Nah, he did too much. He did too much. Nothing but facts. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on a date, but I don't want to be with a man that wants to take me to McDonald's. So why not? Because society told you that McDonald's is. What if you guys went for a walk, right? You went for a walk in a park, right? And the closest eatery was a McDonald's. What then? What if it wasn't planned? If like the closest eatery is a McDonald's? Hey, let's go grab us a couple of meals, right? Value meals. What's wrong with that? I'm not saying that because I will never tell my son to take a woman to McDonald's on a first date. Okay, I just won't. I think that's But real talk, why would it be a bad thing if it's, hey, you're going out for a walk? Is it the money, or is it the perception of what McDonald's is and what society tells us McDonald's is? Because if you look at it, if we go to Starbucks, probably going to spend the same amount of money anyway. So what are you gauging? What are you using to gauge the value of a date? Are you using how much it is or what it looks like it is? Let me know in the chat. I would like to know your response. Ha ha ha. Unfortunately, in the past couple of decades, these marketplaces have been problematic. I agree, which is why CP and I had that heated conversation. 'Cause I was like, no, there's no such thing. That's a secular concept, and I don't believe it. But even if even if it's a secular concept, I can't deny that it exists. So my thing is, if it because even it does exist, but the world made it something that it should not have been. I say it like that. No more shopping sprees, no more VIPs, no more 1, 2, 3s, no more deal. We can't even kick it no more. Isn't that 112? Is that 112? No more shopping. No, no more VIPs. No, who's that? What group was that? Let me know in the chat, bro. I forgot. Forgot. I've been listening to other podcasts and videos. Some ladies look at coffee dates and 9 high dates. Oh, I got somebody calling in. Like it's kryptonite to Superman. All right, hold on. Hopefully this is somebody that I can talk to. Let me see. Got Patricia on the line. Patricia, what's going on, sis?
Hey, yes, I'm in on the chat. I just wanted to elaborate what I said. No, I don't have a problem with a man that takes me on a date that is not expensive because I feel like it's okay for a woman to pay for a date as well. I feel like it's 50-50. And I just feel like it's all right to go to McDonald's. The only reason why I said I don't want him to take me to McDonald's because I got food poisoning with him a few times. But I'm just saying it's okay for a cool coffee. I don't drink coffee, but it's okay for him to take me to a little brunch or something. That's fine. But I just feel like it goes for men too. Because when it's a woman, a man feel like a woman should pay, or a woman should do this, or a woman should give up everything as well. It's both ways. To me, it just sounds like you are just really, really, really talking about women, only us women.
You think so?
Yeah.
So I did talk about men a few times, and actually, I every time I talked about women, I also gave the opposite perspective for men. No.
So your perspective. Oh, I probably didn't hear all that because I'm in the tub. But
okay.
I'm just saying, I feel like for me, I like a cool guy that he don't have to be rich. He don't have to have so much money. He don't have to spend so much money on me. But I don't want him to feel like that's what I'm about because I'm a cool girl. I have spent my money and helped a guy that I was talking to and date. I went beyond and above that. I think I was a fool, but I learned my lesson.
So can we Can we stay there for 1 second? Because you said that you felt like a fool afterwards, right? So and that's the point I was trying to make here, right? When people go into dating, there's the dating marketplace and then the marriage marketplace. With the marriage marketplace, when you start dating, there's no expectations in the beginning because you're just trying to know somebody, get to know who they are. So in that phase, for a man or a woman to expect anything outside of getting to know the other person from the other person is not really in the place in the mindset of somebody who's marriage minded. You understand what I'm saying? So for instance, and I'll say, I'm going to give you the both perspective, right? A woman expecting a man to splurge on the first date, right? Is expecting something more than just getting to know him. A man expecting, if I'm going to put this money out on the first date, I better get goods when I get home, is wrong also, because they're expecting something from a first date outside of getting to know somebody, or even a couple of dates. You understand what I'm saying? So I agree with you there. I agree with you there. Like a woman who is out there even on the flip side, a woman who is out there, because if it is a 50-50 situation in the very beginning, a woman splurging on a man it's still not wise. None of that's wise. Not in the beginning of at the dating phases. If you're trying to get to know somebody, and sometimes it can take 2 months, right, or a whole year to get to know somebody. I think we try to move so fast today in relationships without pacing ourselves. This is a marathon. I'm just trying to see if we're compatible, and it's going to take some time for us to identify that. So I'm not about to go all out because I said before, if you've I think you're pretty new to the channel. As a man, I wanted to be able to give my wife certain things that no other woman got. So I wasn't out there trying
Agreed.
to, yeah. So I wasn't out there trying to splurge on every woman in order to impress them. I can care less about impressing a woman, and I think that men have to get into that place where they don't want to impress a woman either. They just want to get to know them. And on the flip side, the same with women. Okay, women and men need to operate in who they are, and allow somebody else to get to know who they are and make an informed decision. This is who the person actually is. I like and fell in love with this person and not the facade. We put up a facade so many times in the very beginning phases. And then when we get married, we start realizing that I'm not who I am anymore, or they're not who they are anymore. And then the marriage dissolves.
But can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely.
In this day and time, I noticed that there's not a lot of people that want to be married,
I agree.
that want to get married, want that longevity. They just want that fast life, and that's it. They want it here. Let me get what I can get out of her, or let me get what I can get out of him.
Yeah.
If sex is involved, let me get that and go. They don't want to stick around. And even with me, I tried to date and tried to, the whole, I want to find someone that I can, settle down with, be submissive to him to a certain extent, but that's not what a lot of men want, you know. They don't want a woman that's independent and doing her own thing unless he's going to get something out of it. And it's hard nowadays. And that's why I'm still single and I'm 44. And, I just feel like marriage is in the cards for certain people, and certain people are marriage is not even for. Like the cards wasn't on my side or on her side or his side. It's just not for everyone.
So I agree with you to a certain extent. Compatibility is important, and there's got to be self-reflection when we are looking at why certain relationship didn't work in our lives, right?
hmm
So if we're 44, right? Because I was I got divorced at in 2012. Was actually the relationship ended, the marriage ended in 2009. Is the divorce was finalized that late, and for a few years I was just trying to find the right person. I was 40 when I found the right person, found somebody I was compatible with, and was able to get remarried. And I had that same mindset about marriage may not be for everybody. But when people start changing their mindset about what they're looking for and what they expect in a relationship, then they start being able to see, wow, I may be able to find somebody that I'm compatible with if I go into relationships with the right expectations and have realistic expectations. See, I think what you said earlier about the modern dating is true. It's true. And to add on to that, modern dating will tell you that you need to get yours, right? Like you said before, you need to get yours. You need to get what you can, when you can, as often as you can. And I mentioned that earlier in the live stream. And that's the problem. We're taking modern dating and saying, well, that's the way it is. So, we need to take it for what it is. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that we need to just take it the way it is, because now we have many single people that's miserable and
yeah,
lonely. And although some of them claim to be, and this is men and women alike, independent, they can do for themselves and all that stuff, they're living lonely and miserable with a facade that they're happy. And I really want to see people flourish in life. And I'm also a marriage counselor. And I want to see marriages flourish. I want to see relationships flourish. I want to see people just live life in abundance, in all areas, right? But a big part of that
Yeah.
abundant living is relationships. First, the major part is accepting Jesus as your savior, but and the second portion of that is relationships and how we maintain relationships. And many of us go into relationships seeking what we can get from other people. We go into dating seeking what we can get from other people, and not identifying what can I give and what can they give me, and are we compatible with what we can give and receive from one another.
That's true.
Yeah, and I think that's where everybody who's looking to be married should live, and that's why it's the dating marketplace versus the marriage marketplace. You're right. There's a lot of people in the world, in this Western civilization, that lives in this dating phase, and they like it there because they're getting what they want from it. The problem is this: the value of individuals tend to decrease as people get older. That's men and women, both, right? I know that, the red pill and manosphere, when they say that only women tend to lose their value when they get older. Not so. Men do it too. Okay. Men get, fat and sloppy, and it happens. So that whole red pill lie is a lie. But people tend to lose value when they get older in what's known as the SMV. We got to be wise in understanding that we need to really focus at a younger age on what we want for the long term, and not just what we want for the right now. And I'm not sure, you're 44, so we're about the same age. So there was a time where I remember people telling me, "You're young, you need to live your life, right? Gain your
Yeah.
experiences," right? We were told to go away to college and gain our life experiences, and don't get married until after we have obtained a degree, found a career, and so on and so forth. And for many of us, that doesn't happen until we're like 30, 35, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, we just missed 15 years of good, well, about 12 years of good prime years to find somebody that we're compatible with, grow together with, and procreate with, because modern dating tells us we need to live life and experience life before we can have a family. And I don't agree with that, because it's causing many people to grow older, missing opportunities to find somebody when they're younger, and start complaining that there's no either good men out there, or all women are 304s. And that's not the case at all. There's good women out there at every age, right? And there's good men out there at every age. We just got to be able to put ourselves in a position to find them. Yeah.
So I have one more question for you. Do you
Yeah.
think that a woman that wants a good man or wants a healthy relationship but doesn't want any children, but the man wants children, is that kind of bad, or do you see that as being bad or just selfish, or what if she cannot have children, but he wants children, but she didn't tell him head on?
So she doesn't want children, but she wasn't upfront with it. So
Mm-hmm.
there's two sides to this. If she wants children but can't have children, and they found out later, that's one thing. That's not really deception. If she doesn't want children, married the man who wanted children, and then tells him, "Yeah, I don't really want children," that's messed up, because now that whole compatibility thing, you have deceptively caused him not to find what he wanted in a relationship and find compatibility. So you put him in a position, and yourself in a position, or not you, but like the woman, in a position where they're not compatible, and they're not going to be happy with one another. Why? My question would be, no, that's my answer. My follow-up question would be, why would a woman who knows a man wants kids, why would that woman who don't want kids want to be with a man who wants kids? And you don't have to answer that. That's just,
Because everything,
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. You can if you want to.
because everything else is great. Like we are compatible with everything else.
Yeah. But children is one of those big areas in a relationship that can make or break it. So So for a man, and this is a big thing for a man who wants children, that means he's looking for a legacy. That's not something small. That's not one of those, well, we have fun together. We both like basketball. Like, that's not one of those kind of compatibility things. This is a life compatibility thing, not like a hobby and what we enjoy, but actually a life compatibility thing. That's one of those things that's like a non-negotiable, or it should be a non-negotiable in a marriage, nor should there be any kind of hope of changing somebody's mind. Like a woman who wants kids and she marries a man who doesn't want kids in hopes that she can change his mind. No, 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 no. That's insane. Because again, that's setting up the relationship or the marriage for failure. You don't want kids and he does. You marry him anyway. And now he's going to resent you for the rest of his life or eventually divorce you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yes,
but
that's true.
let's say you get married and you guys had hopes of having a child together. And then you find out uh that she's not able to have a child for medical reasons, right? He cannot leave her for that, and he would be he may be disappointed, but then together they can find different avenues around that together, together, you know. But that's a different thing. Like not being able to have children and not knowing that before should be talked about, or give him the option. So let's say if you knew ahead of time that you couldn't have children, love him enough to give him that option, and vice versa. If a man doesn't want children, he needs to tell her up front, I don't want children, and be vocal. And you're not going to change my mind on this, and give her the option to make that
Mm.
choice. But I think, and this is my perspective, but if a man knows a woman doesn't want children, he should end the relationship right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the reason why I asked because it happened to me before,
Mm,
so that's why I was speaking on it.
yeah. Yeah. That's a big thing. Like, and that's the the nuances of relationships and trying to find somebody you're compatible with. We have to really identify what's important in our relationships. That's where men and women have lists, right, of non-negotiables and preferences,
Hmm.
right, and red flags. That whole not having not wanting a child is not just a non-negotiable, but that's a red flag. Red flags are those danger signs that, okay, if we do have a child and he doesn't want it, he's going to be angry, right? Or
Yeah,
if I don't want a child, right? And and he wants a child and I'm not giving it to him, he's going to be angry. And vice versa. If you know, he doesn't want a child and she wants one, she's going to feel incomplete and angry and disappointed. So we really got to go into relationships understanding what we want first, and then what we're able to give also, and then hopefully get that reciprocated back to us.
that's true. I just,
Yeah.
for me, I'm just gonna. I feel like it's not good to search. It just should happen because when you search, you for me, it don't turn out right when I go searching. I just feel like now, if it happens and a good man come along, okay, I'm on board.
Hmm.
But I'm just tired of going to search because search always lead me to the wrong type of guy,
Hmm.
the using type of
Okay.
guy, the freeloading type of guy, the needy type of guy. I just so for for me, I'm just letting it happen naturally.
Hmm.
If God blessed me with him, and he's a good man, which
Amen.
anytime God sends send a man, I know it's going to be good. But me going out to search for him, it's all bad every time.
Amen.
So I just let it be.
So there's a couple of years ago there was this huge movement of the story of Boaz and Ruth, right?
Hmm.
Huge movement, right? About women finding their Boaz and how he found her. But that story is two-sided as well. Like he was in a position of prominence, affluence, and he was able to find her, but she was also in a position to be found. I agree. you don't need to be searching, because when you search and you put yourself out there, right? Like for instance, you put a meat in a back alley, a piece of meat in a back alley, every dog in that back alley is gonna show up, right? So they'll show up. Put yourself in a position to be found by the type of man that you want to be found by. You don't have to go looking, but once you're out there, right, a good man is going to say, "Wow, that's interesting. Let me go pursue that and get to know." But yeah, you don't have to go searching at all. I do believe in the Bible when the Bible says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." Um, men are hunters. Men are pursuers. They see something that they like, and they go for it. But everything that they like has been in the position for it to be found. If you put yourself in a position, not in one of those pick me type of ways. I'm not saying go out there and be that type of pick me type of woman. I'm saying, um, which women try to shame other women because they want a husband and they want to be found by a good man. But if you put yourself in a position to be found by a good man in the right places, it'll happen. It'll happen. Well, hopefully it'll
Okay.
happen. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Patricia. I appreciate you joining, being a part of the Harrison extended family. That's what I call the subscribers here. But I appreciate you being here, and thank you for calling.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. All right. God bless.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Patricia, for calling in. All right. Greatly appreciate the conversation we had and the dialogue. I know there's people in the chat. I got to get to these comments. Please forgive me. We had a great conversation, but hold on. All right. I want to make sure that I go back so I can get some of these comments. All right. I think I'm up to date here. Amen. I don't feel. All right. I'm fine with the coffee date. I agree. Yeah. Okay, I got that. You don't have to spend hundreds. Yeah, I got that too. Nice. Unfortunately, in the past couple of decades, these market. Yeah, I got that one. Yeah, that was me. The ginger's getting to me. I had to, put the mute on. Don't want you guys hearing me excrete. Yeah, gases from my. All right. I've been listening to other podcasts and videos. Some ladies, yeah, like it's okay. I find with Culver's or Chick-fil-A, yeah, like if you're gonna do fast food, at least let it be Chick-fil-A. At least let it be Chick-fil-A. Even the name sounds nicer than McDonald's. Yeah, right. But you're fine with that. Just be a guy. Just because a guy takes you to Ruth's Chris doesn't mean he's quality. It means he has money. Or again, ladies, let me talk to you for a minute. Hold on. Let me come over here. Ladies, let me talk to you for a minute. Okay. You see what this says right there? You see what it says down below? You see that? Some men will put as much money out, right, as they can in order to impress you, to invest in hoping to get you back to his place so that he can have a return on that investment. Understand this. Most men, many men, well, no, most men, right, will invest in hopes to get a return. Don't necessarily be flattered because he took you to Ruth's Chris or to Gordon Ramsay's steak spot or whatever. Don't think that that's necessarily so much about you. That could very well be about him making a huge investment in hopes to get a return on that investment later that evening. Okay. So just because he's putting money out, don't necessarily get flattered. Okay. There may be ulterior motives behind that. I got food poisoning off. Okay. Yeah. We talked about that when we had that conversation. Sorry, y'all. Old school R&B lyrics coming in. Yeah. Chelsea, yes. Gracious. That's rough ends, I think. LOL. Yes, it is. Rough ends. Yeah. Rough ends. You're right. I was about to Google it. I'm not with that 50-50 stuff. So again, I'm a little old school in that area too. I'm teaching my son that if you are going to take somebody out on a date, if you ask, be ready to pay for it. Don't ask a young lady out to get to know them and then ask them to go 50-50. Okay, just don't. But on the flip side, men, hear me out. I said this in my last live stream. Let me come over here. If you invite a young lady out on a date and at the end you pull out your wallet and then she pull out hers, and you say, no, I got it, and she's insisting on going half, it's two things. She doesn't like you, and she's friend zoning you at that moment, and you're probably never going to see her again, right? That's one thing. Or she's one of those independent women, ain't no man paying for me, all right? And then even then, you may have to have a red flag go up in both cases. But she may not like you. She's saying, yeah, I had a good time, and I'm just gonna go pay my half. You don't have to worry about it, all right? And then when you get home later that night, you go on her Instagram and her Facebook, and you can't access it because you've been blocked. Yeah, that's a clear indicator that she really didn't like you. All right. But yeah, that 50-50, yeah, I agree. So again, yeah, if a guy is going to be inviting a young lady out, traditionally, he should be paying for it. And I agree with that traditional standard. Yeah, you got it right. Chavis, a woman pays, nah, fam. See? And I wonder if it's that pride. I'm sensing a level of pride there. A woman pays? Nah, I ain't having no woman pay. I'm taking her out. Nah, I'm the man. I pay this. God bless you. Facts. Thank you. Greetings, Proverbs. Glad he's here too. Where we at? Chelsea's live line. When wifey and I got out, whoever remembered to bring cheddar pay. See, when you get married, everything's in the same pot anyway. So, even if her car comes out, it's both of you guys paying for it anyway. So, and that's the thing about dating. You got to understand, in the dating phase, eventually, what should happen is that whatever you both have is yours. So even if you guys go out on a date, because married people should still be dating, it don't matter who's paying it, except on certain. So here's what I believe should happen in marriages. Okay. There should be multiple accounts. There should be one main joint account where all the money that both people earn, if they both are working, goes into. Out of that, all the bills, everything happens in that one account. Okay. And then there should be a savings account. A portion of what goes into the main checking goes into savings for incidentals that happen that you don't see coming. And then there should be at least two more accounts. Two checking accounts, one for him and one for her. This is so that you have hobbies. It doesn't come from the main account. You have, let's say, you're going to buy your spouse a gift. It comes from that. Let's say it's your wife's birthday. Okay. You don't want to pay for that from that account. Pay for it from the account that you get your allowance from, things like that. But that's just ideal. Okay. That's how I would recommend couples to do it. Hit the like button and share. And if you guys have not hit the like button yet and you made it this far, what are you waiting for? Hitting the like button actually helps us out. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And what it does, it helps YouTube identify that this video is something worth sharing out there in the algorithm. And as a result, people will have it on their suggested pages and they'll have a chance to click it if they like the thumbnail and the title. So hit that like button right now for me. And if you're not subscribed, please do so. And by subscribing, you'll be joining the Harrison Extended family. Right? Proverbs, Chelsea's live line. But when we were dating, God forbid, nah. She ain't that, nah. Brother Dre, is Patricia a believer? It sounded like she was in the conversation. It sounded like she was. She mentioned God a couple of times. Yeah. And then Proverbs, we should confirm. Yeah. They want spouses like they want God. All the benefits, no commitment. Wait. Ooh. But he's not lying there, though. He's not lying. How many of you guys be praising God for all the things that you have, right? But then once you read something in the Bible where it tells you that what you're doing ain't right, you're like, nah, this ain't for me. Why is it that we have so much expectations from God to bless us, but when God has any expectation from us, we run? Good point, bro. I love it. The dating market pool is filled with acid water. Ooh. Go towards the marriage-minded pool.
Danger.
Wrong one. It's nice over there, especially when the lifeguard is Jesus. Listen, Chavis is over here spitting bars. Facts, brother Dre. Thank you. If we have to ask, if it's bad, it's usually, unfortunately, yeah, true. If we have to ask if it's bad, it probably is bad. Yeah. Is it bad that I want to eat this huge triple chocolate layered cake and I'm trying to lose weight for the summer? Is it bad? Probably is. That's something that should be discussed in the beginning or discussed before committing to someone. 100%. That's why I always say, when you are getting to know somebody, lead with who you actually are. When I was getting to know people, I always led with, I'm a father and my kids come first right now. When we get married, if we get married, that my priorities would change and you'll be number one. But until then, my kids is it. I'm a father. Children are a big deal. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, right. That is a non-negotiable. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you guys, I'm a little behind in the comments. It's best to get those foundational discussions out of the way early before any bonding because it's easier to detach if needed. 100. I 100% agree. 100% agree. Because in any breakup, there's a mourning period because of the loss of the relationship. It's very similar to those who have passed away, who have loved ones who have passed away and they experience mourning. The reason why they mourn is because of the loss of the relationship that they had. So it's very similar. Mm-hmm. And get that out of the way. Proverbs 18:21. Mm-hmm. He will find. We pulling up late. Glad you're here, Izzy Faith. What's going on? Did you hit the like button, Izzy? If you haven't, do that right now. Welcome. Thanks for calling in, Patricia. Yes, that was a great conversation, and thank you for being as candid as you were. I greatly appreciate it. Dre has a good point about Ruth and Boaz. There's so much there that we normally see. Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing about the story. It has both the male expectations and the female expectation. A couple of years ago, there was so much emphasis on the male portion of it and Ruth finding her Boaz, but there was very little emphasis put on what she did prior to Boaz finding her. There was work there also. She was doing work within herself in order to be found. So, and that's the thing where we tend to look at the Bible and always find what benefits us instead of what changes we need to make within it. So yeah. Welcome. So much more there. Yeah, I knew what you were saying. The Chick-fil-A. He could be funding his lifestyle via a credit card. Don't be fooled, ladies. Yeah, he sure could be. Right? Or driving his man's whip, his boy's whip, in order to try to impress you. And thank you for joining the live stream. Please hit that like button and consider subscribing and joining the Harrison Extended family. Yeah, what did fake bake Drake do at the stadium? I'm not sure what that means, bro. I hope I'm going to see if there's a follow-up. Hello. What's going on, Mona? Thank you so much for being here, sis. Greatly appreciate you being here. I'm glad that you were able to catch it as well. Yes, Mona is here. Facts. Hey, Chelsea. Heart. Facts, Chelsea. 50-50 is ghetto. So ghetto. You guys is going to be all, yeah, girl. Ain't no man expecting me to go 50-50. Listen, y'all about to go in. Loving the sound effect. Thank you so much. I'm just trying to make sure that it's more engaging. LOL. Right. I tell hubby, run it up. Yeah. Friend zone because she sees you as a drone. Listen, bars. All right. Yep. That married life is different. Facts. We have one main account, a savings account, and then our separate accounts. Exactly. And I think that's important. Because first off, whatever I make is my wife's. Whatever she makes is whatever I make is ours. Whatever she make is ours. There's none of that whole, if she has a job, because again, if she didn't have a job, whatever I make is still hers also, still ours. Relevant. But if she had a job, we're not doing this whole, you pay the light bill, I pay the mortgage, you pay the car notes. Now we ain't doing that. Now, that's the recipe for disaster because now it's like, what if somebody isn't able to fulfill their part? Now it's like, okay, I need to do something because I don't want to be in trouble with my spouse. Put everything together and we pay it together all from one account. Yeah. And then we have separate accounts that we have our own money in, that we take, that we have agreed upon percentage that comes out of that, so on and so forth. Yeah, Vex fund. Yeah. All right. And ladies, and this is not a fund for you to have just in case money. Okay. I'm not saying that. Okay. I know some people and men too, think that they have this money just in case something happens in the marriage or relationship. I'm not co-signing that. All right. Nice, Mona. I heard folks talking about just one account. That is dangerous, putting money in only one account. Main checking, main savings, and 2 checkings for the husband and the wife, or 2 savings for the husband and wife, or a checking and a savings for either way. I promise these things to you, girl. Just believe I promise. He's over here singing to somebody who's in the chat. Who else is in the chat? Like, who's he trying to swoon? I lied the video. Oh, you like the video? Thank you. Too dangerous, Chelsea, especially if one or both are not good with money. Yeah. Facts. Nobody got time for that. We got a question. How can a woman determine if a man is financially responsible during the courting phase, getting to know him? What he buys, what he spends on, if he's able to pay his own bills, and identify what he's paying. Because I pay everything with a card, but it's usually my debit card. Make sure that Visa has a debit on the bottom of it that he's using. Because if he's always using credit, it could be an indicator that he's putting himself in debt to have a dating experience with you. But again, if he's, I say it like this: just because he lives with his parents doesn't mean that he's a deadbeat. He doesn't always have to have his own place in order to show that he is a responsible person. Because if you're smart, you're going to be living with your parents in order to save money for a down payment on the house, so that when you get married, the first thing you're living at is your own home and not an apartment. So, ladies, don't just dismiss a man because he's living with his parents. There could be a financial motive behind there. But if he's just so quick to spend money, right? That's not a good indicator of him being a smart spender, or a frugal spender, or a logical spender. Okay. I got somebody in the green room. Give me 1 second while I bring him in. Gracious greatness, what's going on?
Good evening, everyone.
How's it going from across the pond? What time is it out there?
Right. It's about, it's past 11 o'clock, so it's 23:10 over here.
All right, good. Well, I'm glad you're here. How you doing, bro?
I know you'll see me in patches, but you're not going to see me entirely, I'm afraid.
All right,
but I just wanted to add context to what I typed before.
Yeah.
Because wasn't it a few years ago that apparently Drake did something? I think it was during the lockdown, where Drake, as in Drizzy Drake, the rapper, also the artist, apparently he flew some lady out to a stadium to have a date with him or something like that.
Wasn't it?
And all I was emphasizing was it would seem. Sorry.
Yeah, I think, was it J-Lo?
No, I thought it was Drake.
No, Drake. But who did she fly?
I thought it was Drake, and he flew some young lady out.
Yeah, but who was it? I'm trying to figure out who it was. I'm thinking.
I don't know. I just thought it was his sister.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. I think though
I just thought it was a young lady, to be honest.
No, I thought
apologies, by the way, because I don't have my headphones. Okay. There's probably going to be some background.
Yeah, no, I think it was was it J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez?
Has some consequences.
Yeah, it might have been Jennifer Lopez. He flew out. I'm not sure. If you guys know in the chat,
I don't actually remember.
Yeah. But during the pandemic, Drake was out there doing a lot. He was doing a lot out there in the pandemic, for real. But yeah. But I hear what you're saying, though. But thank you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, but because it's Drake, it wouldn't even really be. It wouldn't be anything. It wouldn't be anything consequential to him, you know. But everyone else, every other lady would look at it as though, oh my goodness, he took me to a stadium and yada yada yada. Yeah. But you know,
and that's the thing. We all know Drake.
So but
he's not trying to get married.
exactly.
So him flying you out
Yeah, sadly.
is not any indicator that he's going to lock you down and be his wife. That's a good point. It's a real good point. Yeah. So and we should actually, I'm probably going to use that as a point of reference, because he has definitely the means. He definitely is a what people would consider high value. He has resources, and it was nothing for him to rent out a stadium to have a date
Well, exactly.
with a woman.
High money, but I don't know about value though, because
yeah, and that's the thing. So and that's where people live in that dating phase, the dating marketplace. They can care less. Some women don't care about the marriage thing, as long as they can get what they can get from whoever they can. Like, she is proud. The girl, the woman who he did that for, has that experience in her mental Rolodex that she can pull from any time and say, well, I had Drake rent out a whole stadium so that we can have a night out. Like, that's something that she's going to keep. So yeah, but I hear what you're saying, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, and the impact that's going to have though is that she's now always going to use that to reference other men and see if they're up to that standard, because that would set a precedent for her. If I understand correctly.
Yeah, sure would. You're right. Yeah, and that's not, and
therefore every other man is going to get judged on that standard, and yeah, not every other man is going to be able to live up to that standard, because not every other man is Drake, and and some other men would have better character than him, but they don't have that sort of money to be able to facilitate, you know, that kind of expectation.
Yeah.
Sad to say.
Got you. All right, you out at work?
Sorry, a few cars around me at the moment.
No problem. What are you up to right now?
I'm walking home from work.
Oh, walking home from work. All right. How's the weather there?
Yeah. We had snow a few days ago and it was quite cold, so I caught a sore throat, unfortunately. But now it's just spitting at the moment, so there's a little bit of rain. I'm just at the garage, as you guys called it, petrol station.
Oh, the gas station. You guys say petrol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say, all right. Cool.
Yeah, we say petrol. Yeah.
Yeah, but you get home safe, man. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks, bro.
All right.
God bless you. I'll come with some other points later on. I'll probably type them in the chat or something. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Peace, bro. Nice.
All right. Peace.
Bless you.
All right. Yo, we got a call from the UK. All right. Mona, greetings to the Harrison family, Harrison values. What's going on, Selena? Thank you so much for being here from the Smoke and Talk. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I haven't been in your channel in a minute. How you doing? But why not Applebee's though? Oh, why not Applebee's? Applebee's is like the McDonald's of the whole that chain, that level of chain stores. Applebee's is like the McDonald's of that level of chain stores. Like, you don't want to, Applebee's is that place. Even though their hot molten cake is not bad. Hey Mona, hey Chelsea, good evening, good brother. TMK, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. And if you're not subscribed to this brother's channel, please go over there and subscribe. Great content over there. Hey Selena, thank you for stopping by. Chelsea, I feel out of touch though. I would expect a man to pay for something at least on a coffee date. Then he can pay for a follow-up date where he pays for dinner and an activity or something. And what I like about that is it's a graduation or maturation of the dating phase. I remember getting to know somebody, and she would always say, remember, how you win me is how you got to keep me. And I'm like, why you keep saying that? And like, in hindsight, that was like pretty much of a red flag. Like, yeah, like this whole relationship is not just about you. Either way, it's about us. Either way. But I did learn that my goal is just to get to know somebody, and I'm not trying to win you. Men, stop trying to win women. Okay? Women, stop trying to be one. Okay? You're not the prize until he says I do. All right? What makes you the prize is after you get married. All right? So what makes you the prize is that you are the woman who is of wifely caliber who gets married. Okay, that's just, you're not a prize just because you're born a woman. This is one of those things that some women just don't like. It is what it is.
Danger.
I'm sorry. Okay. But I say it in love. But men should be starting off dates understanding that I'm just here to get to know you, not to give you a great experience. This here is just as much about me as it is about you. So, yeah. And I think Chelsea said this the other day on her live stream, that correct me if I'm wrong, that usually a good place for a man to take on a first date is an experience that the man regularly attends. If a man has a hobby, uh, take her on that hobby. Like if this is something that you usually do, go for it. That's not a bad thing because it's not something that is outside of the scope of reality for you. Do it. That I don't mind. It doesn't necessarily have to be a coffee date or McDonald's,
Danger.
but something that you usually do, even though a lot of us still go to McDonald's most of the time. It's not always good for you. Just relax. All right. Hey, Selena Mason. Yeah, that's correct. We're in the same wavelength. Jagged Edge. Yeah, that song, "Meet Me at the Altar." That's you get like the lyrics, right? The "Meet me at the altar with your white dress." We ain't getting no younger, so we might as well do it. If a man says that to you, leave. In fact, that song better not be played at nobody's wedding. Nobody's wedding. All right. No, just in case accounts. No, just in case accounts. That is an indication that you are planning for an exit versus a resolution if there are difficulties. 100% agree. But I did say that. So you're like agreeing with me, but we're agreeing with each other because you had that concept way before I said it just now. All right. Chelsea with the hearts. All right. What's up, Selena? Good evening, everyone. Baltimore. We got B More in the building. B More. I need to go to B More often. I only go to B More usually when I'm driving through to go to Florida. Yeah, but Baltimore. My son Gabriel wants to go to Baltimore. Like he asked if we could stop at Baltimore on the way up. And there's a spot in Baltimore that when I was in Florida, somebody said I should go visit. It's an eatery there. I gotta get it. But there's a spot in Baltimore. Said the food was really good there. Right? Who has time to be sneaky, Mona? Yeah. Yes, Chelsea. Glad the old bird wasn't too far off. Good evening, Smoke. Thank you for stopping by. Shout out to Harrison Family Values. Shout out to you. Go over to that channel. It's one of my moderators. Could please do me a favor and put their channel in the link in the chat. I greatly appreciate it. Hey, Zavir, bro. Support Harrison Family Value. Stop. LOL. You ain't old. What's old? What's old, Chelsea? Okay, because you're 25 or 26. What's old? I want to know what's old. Every good day. My students swear I'm not old. And then you got the couple that try to roast me. Yeah, Mr. Harrison, you're old. Look at your beard. Because I got grease in my beard. Yeah. Shout out to all the moderators. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Wild gracious greatness. Never. Yeah, man. He came on my channel so that he can come on camera and we can hear him talk. Yeah. So I'm glad he was able to do that. He might not be a wise steward. 100%. A man who is spending like that may not be a good steward. Yeah. Shows that he may lack impulse control. Mona, I agree, but we're out of touch because we're married. But we would hold these men at the same standard. 100%. I agree with that. My husband is a logical, frugal spender, and he had to be more responsible because he also was a single father and took care of his minor child at the time. Yeah. For me, like I was a single father, and I was like struggling financially. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. I slept in the living room. They slept in the bedroom. My 3 sons, they had a bunk bed and a loft bed. I tried to make it like they had a computer area, a video game section in the bedroom. We struggled. I think the man really has to be the most frugal truly to set the standard. I agree. And again, that's also a good way for men to weed out women who may be gold diggers. In the dating phase. Hey, I want to do this. Like, let's go to so-and-so right now. Let's go to so-and-so. No, We're not going. Well, why? I'm in the mood for steak. No, I want lobster. We're not doing that. Well, maybe I'll take you next week, but today let's just relax. Let's just, yeah, or tell her, babe, I don't have it right now. But next week we'll go. I just don't have it right now, and then see her reaction. Will she leave you, or will she call the next guy? One of the 5 men she's compartmentalized in her life, so that they can pay for her to go. But be honest, I ain't got it. So maybe we'll do it next week. See her reaction. If she goes, all right, babe, But if she says this, no, babe, I get it. I'm sorry. I'll get it this time. If she says, I'll get it this time, you may have got a winner on your hands. I mean, by all means, don't make her pay. Don't go and then tell her to pay. But if she offers because you said you don't got it, that means that when you get married, she's more likely to understand that the finances is something that you both share. But no, if she says, after you said I don't got it, and she says I got it, don't go. Don't go. Just wait till the week after when you do got it. But that's her saying, if we get married, we got each other. That's a good indicator, brothers. Be wise. Be wise. Facts, Proverbs 17:11. Hey, hubby, Brian Mason. Aw, look at that. I got couples here. Oh, the love in the building. Come on. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. And guys, if you're still here, hit the like button, please. Greatly appreciate it. I think it was a couple of IG girls. I think I missed the comment above, so I'm not really sure what that's about, but yeah. Absolutely, Selena. It boggles me how these young women don't have the appropriate dating standards. It's because in modern society, they're told that they need to be receiving a lot without giving a lot. But I understand that young people don't date just Netflix and chill. Yeah, stay away from the whole Netflix and chilling stuff, okay? True story. True story. One of the first ladies I had an opportunity to get to know after my divorce was final. And this is back, well over 10 years ago. I thought it was a safe place to have her come back to my place and watch a movie in the living room. And it might have been Netflix. And this was like a Netflix and chill before Netflix and chill. But I was really trying to Netflix and chill and nothing else. And she came on to me and made a pass at me. And when I said no, she told me, you brought me to your place, we're alone, watching a movie, and then asked me, what do you think was going to happen? You're in my house. What happens in my house is determined by me. This ain't happening, and it's not going down. So, yeah, we wind up not working out. But, yeah, this whole Netflix and chill. If a brother is living with his parents because he's saving up for a house, that's actually a huge plus. He's wise, strong enough to go against a crowd, and not sleeping with everything moving 100%. And also, he may have some extra disposable income to do certain things that you may like. Not that I would recommend him to do so, but understand that he's living, understanding that I got to make plans for the future. And if he is living in his parents' house with the mindset that he's planning for his future, that's a future you're probably going to be secure in. Just understand that. Okay? Understand. So don't be ragging on men just because they're sleeping. Now, if they got a whole basement and there's only video games there and it smells like weed all the time and they never leave the house, and he's talking about, well, what do you do for a living? I'm a gamer. Yeah. And he has some money saved. And I'm not saying go check to see how much money he got saved. Take him at his word. Take him his mom will also probably be honest with you. Okay. Yeah, he's saving up for a house. So yeah. Talk to the mom. It was a basketball player's mom. I just remembered. Okay. Hello, Smoke and Talk, brother KL. Salute to you. Facts KL. Facts, gracious greatness, KL, JP. All right, everybody's in the chat, talking with one another, which I appreciate. And loyal to his family. This shacking up stuff is not where it's at. I had people upstairs from me arguing about an old condom the girlfriend found.
Danger.
Wow. Yeah. Guys, don't shack up. Yeah, just wait for the whole commitment thing to happen, and yeah, don't shack up. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Like I said, women do not date down. Nope. Most women will not date down. No. And most women won't date potential. But understand this, ladies. Dating down is not you having your own apartment and him living in his parents' house if he's saving up for a house. Understand this. Understand that now, please. And that's the thing. So, you see my skin color. Most African American families or parents and single parents will push their kids out of the house way too early, causing them to fall way behind on the economic ladder because they can't save up enough for a down payment on a house where they can start living life as an owner. They spend the first formidable part of their adult years renting, paying somebody else's mortgage or making somebody else money, and there's no return there. There's no equity there. And I think what we need to do is, because I've known, and I kid you not, more than I can count, right, of other cultural families where their children will live in the house. And then when they get engaged, a month before the wedding, they're closing on a house. I think that's how it should be done, especially if we want to help our children get ahead in life. Imagine that. Imagine how our families would be if we had that mindset, because our families have become legacy renters, renting this and renting that. I was renting for 22 years before I bought my house. 22 years I was renting. Yo, I wasted 22 years. Yo, I invested thousands of dollars into somebody else. Yo. But either way, think about it. Think about it. It's crazy. So we really need some help. Just because they're living in their parents' house doesn't mean that they're deadbeat. They could be doing their thing. Chelsea, I'm weak. Never will I. Never will again. All the mandate across the spectrum. Mona, I have my ear to this wall. All that drama. That's where she get a lot of her content from for her channel. Right? She hasn't experienced half the stuff because she saved under the grace. So she's listening to her neighbors. She's like, oh no, I'm not dealing with that. I'm talking about that this Wednesday. Yeah, I literally just lowered the volume and it's still going. Why is that? All right, let's do that. Let's do that. There we go. All right. Chelsea is investigating. LOL, Shoam. Applebee's food is fake. Rubbery chicken. Yo, how far behind am I in these comments? Dag, Netflix and chill. Facts, Mona, not rubbery Chelsea. I'm gonna skip some of these. Let me see. Let me just scan through these to see about the more media comments. Even though all your comments are dope. Chelsea got all the deeds. I want authentic natural food only. I'm embarrassed though. My husband is way better at planning dates than me. Aw, but he's a planner. I'll be honest, I'm not that great at it. I'm not. I need to improve in that area. Okay. I need to be a better date planner myself. So I may need to connect with him and pick his brain on some things. Start out like you can hold out. Be authentic from the jump. Be who you are from the jump. You're not trying to make a good first impression. You're just trying to present who you are. As you should. That's great. Us women sometimes be planning everything. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. For real. I can't even lie. Even after I do, the prize is dying together. Ooh. Yes. I hear you, sir. Stop trying to win women. Women, you got to be worth it. What makes you worth it? What makes you worth it? Yes. I'm nosy. wait. Here we go. I'm nosy, so I ruined the surprise element of the date. Ah, come on. He can't tell you that he's planning anything. So he can't say, hey, babe, I made plans on Friday, because then you're going to find out. He just got to do it. On Friday, he's got to be like, all right, you see that red dress? Yeah. And those red shoes? All right, put those on. All right. We're going out. You know, he's got to do it like that. That was good on the camera shot. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Proverbs, Chelsea, I know a faithful brother who does roofing, serves a lot in church, and lives with his parents. Sisters be swiping left with the quickness. Yeah. Yeah. Like, what do they expect? And that's the thing, the expectations. Those are the women that are living in the dating marketplace. They haven't transferred over to the marriage marketplace yet. Fact, Selena. LOL, what state? Okay, I need a handyman. Sister, don't be compartmentalizing the men in your life. You don't need no handyman, okay? You need a husband who may be a handyman. But no. Chelsea. All right, and first, I got to meet this guy. All right. Let his actions, his visions, and words align. I'm always laughing. Yeah, I better say them lyrics. Our Baltimore family. If you're in Baltimore, ain't but like 3 hours from me. You know, if I'm driving 3.5, if I'm driving safely. KL, praying and crying for a man, straight ignoring what the Lord is. Yeah, yep. I'm with a good man. He sends him, and you can't recognize him. Chelsea, I'm 51 years old. All right. Yes. What is old? Yeah, I'm waiting. Old is about 100 years old, just the right age of a man for Chelsea. That's because Chelsea got mad wisdom. It's going to take a man 100 years old to match her wisdom. I got you, sis. I got you. I tease Chelsea because I'm 37 and she's my youngest friend. Oh. Ronald Isley is one of the only older men I would give the time of day. Yeah, I saw how he was looking at you. All right. Mr. Biggs, you know, you got to keep me Mr. Biggs. Yeah, all right, Ronald Isley. Mona is a youngin'. All these youngins here, and I feel old. If you was babysitting Noah, listen. What's foul is if you were babysitting Noah and he didn't get you on that boat, that's foul. On the ark. Not when I fell in that ice, Chelsea. All right, let me skip some more of these. I'm 41, bald with salt pepper beard. I'm not old yet. Dag, I'm 40. I'll be 44 this year. 44. 44. Chelsea said he'd give Ronald. That is good. Okay, then Mona laughing at me. My wife offered, she offered, and we are married. Come on. Agree. Yeah, come on. That's what it is. Chelsea, that's true. My husband puts the hammer down to keep us in line with money, specifically big ticket purchases. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Drake is high earning. I wouldn't say he's high value. You know what? I think you just that, and I concede to that. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm not crying here. I'm just yawning and it's producing tears. You're absolutely right. He's high earning, not necessarily high value. There's a difference. I like that. Salute to Mr. DM for being on it, because lots of men are not. That's why I'm taking Financial Peace University, Dave Ramsey, to learn how to do budgets. I love budgets now. Yeah, once you start, you know what? Well, here's the dope thing about that. When you start seeing the money increase exponentially every month, that's like, yo, I don't want to touch it. And then you start getting like you're up there, and you know you got to buy something, And you'd be like, no, I can go without it. I like the money in the account. I like to go in my account and I see the money there. I can go without it, you know. But you just broke your ankle and you need surgery. You need to, no, I can limp for the rest of my life. I just like my money there. Right? I ain't paying. No, I don't. No, I'm good. Her fast tail wanted more. Chelsea is not playing. That's a great investment of time as a woman who's a wife ready. Yes, I agree. Like getting money minded is also something that marriage minded people tend to do. I 100% agree. Mm. Where are we? Where are we? I'm working on me first this year and making room for my hubby. Both Dre and Chelsea been spitting bars on these YouTube streets. Yeah, streets. Yeah, Chelsea's on it. If you guys aren't subscribed to Chelsea's channel, please. She goes live every Wednesday, and she does shorts throughout the week. They do. Our children know that they can chat. They can stay with us while they are getting their education, skills, and earning up. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not letting my kids stay here scot free. They're gonna pay utility. Like you ain't living. But don't tell my kids this. They're gonna watch this. But I'm gonna say it anyway. If my kids live with me, I would probably have them pay rent. And then I would take that rent, put it in a savings account, right? And then when they move out, I'm giving it all to them, saying, here, yeah, to help them save for a house, because that's the goal. That's the goal. So I'm not sure if they're going to watch this, but if they watch this, I'm pretty sure my sons are going to be like, okay, my oldest son, hey, Dad, can we live with you? Me, my wife, and my 2 kids and dog? Now, but my son's good now. Like they bought a property out there in New Hampshire. I'm very proud of him. Thank God for parents like y'all, because most people are like, you grown by. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what's hurting our community, because they're grown by. And I say this with respect. So if you're living in like public housing, this is not like a me making a stab at you. Just understand the reality. You telling them to be gone by could possibly cause them to just be renting an apartment in an adjacent building from you in the same housing development, public housing development. That's not what we want. If you are, and I say this if you are living in a public housing and your kids are living with you, let them live with you so that they can save up for a down payment on a house. And prayerfully, they would have a house big enough where you can have a room in their house for a little bit. Or, maybe even have like a what's it called? An in-law. I forgot what it's called. There's a type of a section of a house, an in-law suite or whatever. But yeah, what's happening today is we're living in low-income communities, and we're telling our kids to go get your own place, and they're going to get their own place in a low-income community, renting an apartment right next to yours, when you guys can be double up on the resources and getting out of that community. But or buying a property within the community. Stop, y'all hilarious. Yeah, we're teasing you, sis. Many in the AA community will fling their children out once they're 18. Yep. Even if they're still in high school or college, so they can turn up and live their best life. Yeah, listen, I want to see my grandkids and my great grandkids be successful. My job is not just to live my life, but to help my kids set up their life so that they can have a legacy as well. That's my hope. ATL, Be More, Chi-Town, Cali, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Detroit. Some ABCs of stops. I gotta figure out. And I think we may have somebody from every one of these cities in the house today. In the chat. Don't forget to smash the like button. Yes. Y'all gonna keep me here all night reading these comments. Yeah. Wait, great. I didn't even know I was watching live. Perfect timing. I really need this now. Thank you so much for being here. You missed a lot. Right now, we're just going through the comments. But if you missed a lot, you can go back and watch the replay. You're behind in the comments, like futures behind in child support payments. Yo, Chavis is on one tonight, man. He is on one tonight, man. Wow. All right, let me keep going. I can't fathom sending my daughter out to the world at 17, 18, just to figure it out. Yeah, it's not, it's crazy that we do that. It's crazy. Dang, Jay. How old is this? How old? That I'm way behind. How old is Henny Man? Did he mentor? Okay, listen, hold on. Let me go. CP the artist, what's going on? How we do? How we're doing? Because I think the game is still going. How we doing? All right. And I mentioned you earlier in the chat. I mentioned you earlier in the conversation. I was telling him about the conversation we had about the SMV and how I was like arguing with you. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. All right. That's a secular concept. And how angry I was. Like, no, it's not. And you was coming back at me. It is. It exists. And I had to take off my Christian minded hat to understand that it does exist. And even though I may not agree with it, maybe even if I don't think that it's a biblical concept, it does exist. And because it exists, I got to find a way to make sure that I could be that it could be defined in a way that is God inspired and so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm not sure if we lost. That's 3 in a row. Dang, man. Either way, hoping that they get back into it. The Clippers are a tough team. It's a whole mindset shift. Now I'm seeing the comments from both the Melon and over there. All right. Hey, my American bro, what's going on? Love your Kevin Samuels video on uplifting over other men being a key part of having true ownership of being a man. Never a discussion about that in those supposed high value men. Yeah. Some men, a lot of things he said was on point. A lot of things he said, I'm like, yeah, I can't rock with that. And we got to be willing to, accept that. Right? It happens. Like he has some good things, but yeah. So like some people out there thought that I was a hater of Kevin Samuels. I wasn't. I never once attacked him as a person. A lot of the things that he said, I was like, yeah, that's not. It doesn't align. It doesn't really align much. So yeah. I'm glad you're here. 44, bro. We're getting there. Sheesh, my wife is 43 and makes me look old. Facts. My wife is like, she's younging and she's, yeah. Like I feel like I'm walking around and people are like, oh, look how cute. All right. She's walking around with her dad, and yeah, I feel that sometimes. High yield savings account at that. Yeah. If he's got a high yield savings account, yeah. Raise your eyebrow, ladies. Raise your eyebrows. Make sure you put a little more switch in your step because you want to be found by that guy. As long as he loves Jesus. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. It's important for our legacy. Let's get the algorithm hyped up. Like, share, subscribe. Yes. I would greatly appreciate that. My Harrison extended family. In-law suite. Yeah, in-law suite. Yeah. So I'm catching up. I'm catching up to the comments. I'm out of breath. Saving their rent is a good move, Dre. It teaches them real-world lessons while also helping them foster generational wealth and upward mobility. Absolutely. And that's the goal. Well, I kind of got a smart mouth here and there. All right, we lost. Oh, I'm almost there. Also, I always love that smooth Kentucky Fried crust you have in your beard. Really? You talk about my Kentucky Fried crust. I love being right. Listen, CP. I'm 47, looking like 27. Yeah, you sure are, though, man. You sure are. I can't stand you for that. And I'm all caught up with the comments. Woo! Hour 43 minutes in. We got 17 of you guys here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Listen. The dating marketplace and the marriage marketplace. If you just looking to play, you can stay right here in the dating marketplace. You can go and transfer from here to here. All right. But you got to make a mindset shift if you want to be married. Okay. But if you're over here, you can go into the dating phase with the goal of marriage and set yourself up for success in that area. Knowing what you want and knowing what you're willing to give is the first step to that. For real. For real. Oh, that green vegan's in the house. What's going on, sis? All right. Glad you're here. I don't have too many questions to ask you, bro. I don't have too many questions to ask you, bro, because I will be communicating with you when I meet a man who is qualified for a first date. Oh, they got to have qualifications. They got to come with references, and that resume better be on point, bulleted, and everything. All right. Blink's real when Harrison does the side cams. Yep. He made it. I thought I'd see Farrakhan with the white girl before Dre would get caught up. Yo, you made me say that. I can't. The algorithm's gonna hate me. Yo, he is on one today. On one today, man. Dag. All right, guys. I'm about to end it here so I can just relax for the rest of the evening. I gotta do some paperwork. If you're a teacher, which I am by trade, by day, you don't just teach during the day. You take a whole lot of work home with you. There's no way a teacher can be successful unless he takes home or she takes work home with them. It can't happen. Thank you so much, and I'm glad that that you guys engaged with me the way you did. Shout out to Patricia who called in. Great dialogue, great conversation. And I can sense the genuineness in your heart. And I know that, there's, I can say that maybe some of the experiences that you had in your life may not have been ideal or the best. But a lot of times we learn from our experiences and we grow from the trauma we experienced. We shouldn't have to live there and make everybody else's experience our own, or expect that our experience is also something that everybody else deals with. You're not alone, but not everybody lives there. And I think we have to, as a whole, because I had to go through this also, understand that my experience is my experience. And I choose whether or not I'm going to be in that experience again by setting up the proper safeguards and vetting the person that I am trying to get to know properly. For sure. All right. Chavis is undefeated. Facts, yo. Chavis is on one. Enjoyed the stream. Thank you so much. And I enjoy that you were here as well. All right, guys. Time for the end music. All right, guys. Greatly appreciate it. If you made it this far and haven't liked the video, do me a favor. Hit the like button right now. Hit it right now. By doing so, you'll be telling YouTube and the algorithm that this is a video worth sharing out to people. It'll give people an opportunity to see it on their home screens and have an opportunity to click it. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, and by subscribing, you'll be joining the Harrison Extended family. That's what I like to call my community here. And also, you can support the channel financially in a couple of ways. One, you can hit the join button down below. I think it's over here. Hit the join button down below. By doing so, you can click one of the very inexpensive tiers, and you can join the monthly support there. You could give us monthly support there. You can also give us monthly support by going to patreon.com/Harrison Family Values and going there. We have the same exact tiers there that we do on our YouTube memberships. And also, if you want to purchase merch, you can go to our merch store. We got a couple of new items in the store. If you go to the community tab in my channel, you'll see a link and you'll be able to browse our merch store. That is one of the best ways I like for people to support, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a slight issue with pride. I don't like receiving money for free. And even though I'm hoping that I'm giving value to you, and if you are a monthly supporter, the reason why you're giving us money is because you find that my channel is valuable to you, then by all means. But I'm the type that just don't like asking people for money. But we have decent product there that you can actually purchase, and that purchase you will receive something, and then in return be able to support the business here. So if you want to support the channel that way, you can do so. All right. And guys, I greatly appreciate everybody that was here in the chat. Marley December just came in. But please catch the replay. All right. And my mom is sending us a good evening message. So have a wonderful evening. You too, Mom. guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Greatly appreciate it. And Miss Alyssa came through too. Man, what's up? All right, guys, I gotta go. All right, you guys gonna keep coming. I gotta go. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And until the next upload live stream, love you all. I'm out. Peace.